Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at a very interesting team here. We're going to have the Quick Attack plus Hyper Beam version of the Diggersby. I played Diggersby recently in the Unova Stunfisk video and I kind of want to try it out with Hyper Beam. Sadly, my first opponent here guessed that I want Hyper Beam and shield up the Altaria already. This can be a little bit tricky if the opponent is going to guess your move, but of course you're going to be able to get some decent advantages here by getting the opponent's shields as well. Having a very hard-hitting nuke move can be always pretty beneficial here. So you're going to see the opponent going to shield this move up as well, and we're going to get a shield advantage against an Altaria with our Diggersby, which is funny. Here we're going to be able to catch a charge move from the opponent while getting some extra energy. We have to hope that they're going to have something in the back that we can deal with our Stunfisk, and I have no idea how the opponent's team is supposed to work. But not like this, because our Galarian Stunfisk is going to be able to now sweep the entire team. We're going to have a Lantern against us, we have a Drapion against us, and we have an Altaria against us. All three Pokemon died to Galarian Stunfisk, so I have no idea how they're up this elo with this team, but we will take this for sure, because as you can see here, we can take a Moonblast, we don't really care too much about it. We can even go into our Pelipper, allowing us to keep one Earthquake stored. One Earthquake is not enough to KO a Lantern yet. But with the additional damage from the Weather Ball here right now, we should be pretty fine, hopefully, as you're going to see the opponent going for their own charge move. No, they're not even going for their own charge move, but we're going to get them pretty low. We will be able to shield up the charge move from the opponent, I think, with the Weather Ball and Wing Attack damage here. We put them into range for one Earthquake from our Galarian Stunfisk, and this will win us the game. Very nice so far. We got 2 shields against the Altaria with it, but we haven't seen one landing yet. Next opponent, we're going to see a horrible lead, and I fear something here, and I think I am correct with this. We're going to see an Obstacle coming in. They're most likely going to have a Scrafty in the back here as well, which is then just literally the worst possible matchup for us, because it's a team that I also showcased in the top team video, if you want to take a look at this one as well. Very good team here. The lead of Toxapex is very underrated in the current meta. If you have basically a neutral scenario, you usually win again with the Pokemon there, so that's going to be very good for them. But here, we're gonna get a shield with our Hyper Beam, but sadly the opponent were able to shield up the correct move there, which is kind of interesting. Like, if I would be the opponent there, I wouldn't have shielded there, to be fair. Like, I wouldn't have really shielded this move up, but yeah, we're going to swap out immediately, and as expected, they have a Scrafty in the back. We have 2 Pokemon weak to counter in the back, and we have 2 counter-type Pokemon against us here from their back line while losing the lead, so there's not a lot that I can do here, really. I will be able to go for an Earthquake. As they're going to shield this move up, I'm going to decide to forfeit this game, because there was not a lot that I can do about this. Next opponent, Machamp lead. Finally something good for us. Finally a lead that our Pelipper wins against, and we're going to see an Altaria coming in, and we're going to see the opponent forfeiting. Next opponent, we're going to see an Azumarill. This is actually the main reason why I went for a Pelipper. Kind of wanted to use Mantine first in the lead here, but our team didn't really have the best answers for Azumarill, so I went rather for the one that does more damage with a Flying type move. While Mantine, of course, has access to a little bit more bulk than the Pelipper. You don't really have a charge move to hit Azumarill, while here the Pelipper has access to the move Hurricane, which, as you're going to see here, going to be able to knock out the opponent's Azumarill pretty easily here. And I'm going to make a small mistake, I guess, going into my Diggersby here against the Altaria. But at this point of time, I guess that the opponent might know that I'm going to run Hyper Beam anyway. So what I can do here is I can go for the Fire Punch bait, maybe. But let's take a look at this one. I feel like I can get still to one Fire Punch and a Hyper Beam at the same time, so let's take a look at this. Dude, they're going to shield this move up there. They're going to shield this move up. You're going to get a shield for the Fire Punch, and we're still going to be able to reach the Hyper Beam. Are they shielding this move here as well? They are shielding this, and we're going to get 2 shields against the opponent now. We can align now our Galarian Stunfisk against the opponent, which is going to be very nice for us as well. As the Altaria getting lower and lower, I will be able to go for a Rock Slide here, which will not knock them out quite yet, I think, but we're going to put them into farmland range. We're going to see a Shadow version of the Sableye in the back, allowing us to go for one Earthquake here, going to do a ton of damage. We swap out into our Pelipper now, go for the Weather Ball, and win on this game here, as the Altaria has literally no play anymore against us. Like, they are so low, we would even be able to farm them down with a Mud Shot here before they farm us down. And they're going to forfeit there anyway, because there was nothing they can do. Next opponent, another horrible lead. I faced so many Lantern leads with this team, but that's kind of okay for us, as we're going to get out a Ninetales now. Here, I feel like I could have also just went up to a Hyper Beam and tried to Hyper Beam them, but of course, Fire Punch is the safer play here, as Fire Punch is going to be able to do some super effective damage here as well. Not going to do too much damage in general, but as a super effective move, you're going to be able to get a shield advantage here, which is going to be nice. And yeah, now it's going to be a little bit of a matchup here, but let's take a look at this one. The Ninetales is going to knock us out, and I just have to hope that I can farm them all the way down with my Pelipper. This cannot be a Dazzling Gleam, right? I'm going to let this move go through, and of course it's going to be a Dazzling Gleam. So now we have one Pokemon left, and the opponent gonna go into their Lantern. Me thinking, okay, they're most likely going to be weak against me as well, and they make a great play here by going into the Nocturne. This basically wins them the game here. While we have a definitely good advantage here, of course, the move that I thrown here was not ideal. Actually wondering if I actually still even had a chance if they didn't catch this move here, because it's still going to do a ton of damage, and we have to get to one Earthquake still against the Lantern. I feel like they would have won anyway, to be fair, but yeah, I don't know, like I don't think 2 Rock Slides would KO a Noctowl here. Even though the opponent's Noctowl IV maybe weren't as good, that they maybe not even been able to survive 2 of them, but we will find out here as we're going to see the opponent going for 1 Surf. I can go for the Rock Slide, and they're going to just farm up to 2 Surfs at this point of time, and they should be able to win this game. Maybe also a winnable game, I'm not sure about this, because there's actually a lot of energy missing here as well still. So maybe it will have been a winning game, but I cannot really tell right now. Good play by the opponent though, catching the move. Very well played by them. Next opponent, Sableye lead. We're going to swap out immediately here because we have an ABB line. We kind of want to get out the counter for us. We can go straight for the Hyper Beam against the Noctowl. There's no way in hell that they're going to shield up the charge move here, right? We're going to go straight for the Hyper Beam. There is no way that they're going to predict that we're going to have a Hyper Beam here, and they are shielding. For whatever reason, they're shielding, but this is still okay for me. I can shield up the... Maybe actually, I can let this move still go through here. Sky Attack going to come through here. I'm going to go for the bait first. I'm going to shield this move up because if you shield here and you're going to go for the CMP tie, it basically tells the opponent that you're going to go for the nuke move here, which we are not going to do here. We're going to go for the bait, and we will be able to now go ahead and go for the Hyper Beam in time, getting us a shield and switch advantage against a Noctowl with a Diggersby, which is amazing. That's why I really enjoy this moveset here, especially as you're going to be even able to go for another charge move against the opponent here and doing some decent damage against the Sableye as well, putting them nearly into a range for 1 Rock Slide here as well, which is going to be nice. As they're going to go first into our Pelipper, I expect them to have something like a Lantern maybe in the back, so I kind of think that my Pelipper doesn't really have too much play here. I'm going to still swap out now onto the charge move, maybe being a return. That would have been cool, but it's going to be another foul play, and I feel like that my Galarian Stunfisk is going to have the biggest... I don't know, like biggest way to carry here, because I think that's going to be the main Pokemon that we're going to have to use here. Sadly, my opponent going to CMP tie with us. I overfarmed by quite a bit here because I feel like they have a Lantern in the back, and I kind of want to prepare for that by overfarming so much that I'm still going to get to Earthquake in time, which was definitely the correct play here, as you're going to see. We can now farm up as well and go for 1 Weather Ball against them. I was throwing here perfectly onto the Thunderbolt CMP, by the way, and this worked out really, really well, as we're going to be able to now put them into farm down range. The Thunderbolt is coming through here, and we will be able to farm down with our Galarian Stunfisk, winning us this game. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Pelipper against Bastiodon. Horrible matchup for us. We're going to swap out immediately, and we're going to get out the Sableye. This point of time, actually, I can say that as well, because it's kind of cheating, to be fair. I pulled up here Poke and wanted to see, can I flip this match up here with the Quick Attack and only Fire Punch? Turns out I always win this in the 2-shield scenario. We're going to be able to bait out already the shields from the opponent here, which is going to be very nice. But also I cannot maybe make a mistake. I don't know if I actually had to use my final shield here later on. We're going to shield this move up here because I was kind of scared of a return. And I actually think I could have just let the last move go through against the opponent here as well. While we're going to go for the Fire Punch spam here, I think I should have let this move go through, which I didn't. And I think that's might maybe cost us a little bit here. But Fire Punch is coming through against the opponent. Going to get a little bit more of a chunk there, and we're going to be able to still knock them out, of course. As said, we're always going to be able to realign in the 2-shield scenario with Diggersby with Quick Attack against Sableye, which is really good to see. As sadly now, they're going to know that we're going to have the Fire Punch and not the Earthquake, so that's kind of smart by them to go into the Bastion here, because Hyper Beam is not going to do too much damage. I'm going to go just for the Hyper Beam, by the way, to troll the opponent. This is definitely just for fun. I know that Fire Punch is the better move to throw because it's neutral, while Hyper Beam is double resisted. But I am not playing like a tryhard the entire time. I'm just having some fun as well. Here we're going to see a good Trevenant coming in. At this point of time, I know something already. I know that I should be able to win this game, as we're going to be able to go ahead and go into our Pelipper now, and Pelipper doesn't want to face the Bastiodon, but definitely does want to face the opponent's Trevenant, because we're going to be able to now go ahead and let this move go through, let them knock us out. They are basically out of energy, and I should be able to just go ahead and go for my Rock Slide. And I should even be in a range where I can survive 2 charge moves by the Bastion, which would be funny, but they're gonna go for the first one here right now. Let's take a look if they're already at a 2, which they need always 2 fast moves in between, which they don't need here, they don't get there, and we're going to be able to knock them out in time. So this was very nice played there as well. Of course, a very smart decision by the opponent to go into their Bastion, into my Diggersby, which is not really a play that he usually would do. That's why this is such a cool save swap right now. As you can see here, I just was looking if they're going to run Charm or not. Now we're going to see the Swamp coming in. What we can do here is we can take 1 charge move from the opponent, going to be a Hydro Cannon, we survive that one, and we can go ahead and go for the Fire Punch. Fire Punch bait is pretty obvious that they're going to shield this move up here. And what I can do now is I'm going to go ahead, shield the next move up here as well, and just go straight for the Hyper Beam in order to try to knock out the opponent's Swampert. Do they want to let this move go through? Do they want to shield this move up? They do want to let this move go through, letting us realign, and we're going to see a Regi still coming in. Fire Punch coming through, still gonna get them close to being KO'd, but we have to basically play perfectly here. We're in a big disadvantage at this point of time. Because Pelipper has no play against Registeel, basically my Galarian Stunfisk has to do everything here in this matchup, and very great catch by the opponent. I went for the bait anyway because I wanted to go for the bait, so it doesn't really matter too much that they wanted to catch us there. But as you're going to see here now, of course, my health is already in the range where they can go for 1 Focus Burst to knock us out. So we have to make a call. The opponent has to make a call, we have to make a call. We have 100 energy here. I'm gonna go for the bait first. Please shield this move up. And they don't. And at this point of time, this game is over. I tried to catch there. They had definitely some energy stored, as you can see here as well. They can go for the Zap Cannon or knock me out. But there's nothing I can do here. That's why I decided to forfeit here already. I didn't have enough energy left in order to get to another charge move there. So there was not a lot that I can do. Empoleon, horrible matchup for our team. We're going to have a very big weakness there in general against Empoleon for our team. Very rare Pokemon though, so it doesn't really matter too much. And even though like we have a weakness for this, as you're going to see here, Pelipper just doesn't really care too much about this one either. We will be able to go for another Weather Ball here. While we shielded up 1 charge move here, we will be able to just knock them out. And you see a Ninetales coming in. The Ninetales is rocking the charge move Charm, which is okay for us, of course, as we're going to be able to now align our Galarian Stunfisk. We just have to hope now that the opponent is not running Medicham in the back, because this would really mess us up here, because we don't really have an answer for Medicham anymore, as we lost our Pelipper. Could definitely be still the case that they have the Medicham in the back, and it turns out they're going to have a Granbull in the back. This is going to be an interesting matchup. I can bait here first, and honestly I make another crucial mistake here later on. I gotta go ahead and go for the Earthquake straight away. I have no idea why I did this. Like, Rock Slide would have been such a smart decision, but I don't go for that for whatever reason. And now we just have to hope that we can go ahead and knock them out with 1 Fire Punch, and they don't have 2 close combats already. And they don't. And we will be able to win this game pretty easily now with 1 Fire Punch. Going to easily knock them out here, and we will be able to win this game. After the lag comes through here, we will be able to clean up this game. Let's take a look at the final game for this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Always helps out quite a bit, and also subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube is really weird at recommending videos recently from me, so I would appreciate if you would also click on the bell icon next to the sub button, because this really helps me out if you just put on the notifications, because otherwise, yeah, YouTube right now, I don't know why, it just hates my channel, like in several different ways. It just hates my channel, doesn't really show it to other people. A lot of other issues as well. I don't know what's wrong with the YouTube since the last, I don't know, 3-4 months already. It's kind of weird. But yeah, we're going to see a Medicham against us. We can farm them all the way down, have a ton of energy here, and we're going to see the Noctowl coming in. Going for 1 Weather Ball here, trying to get the shield, but we don't get the shield. I can go for another charge move here, and now my opponent going to make a great play by shielding this move up. Very great call by them to no-shield the first one and shield the second one here. As they're going to go ahead and go for a Sky Attack, I will be able to just overfarm by quite a bit, and I can swap out, but they swap out at the same time. If they didn't swap out at the same time, it would have been so much better for us, because here we're just weak to counter while the other one resisted counter. I would have just loved to see me throwing a charge move there, because he definitely didn't react to my own one. We swapped at the exact same time, which is really bad for us. Like, if we just stayed in for a little bit, it would have helped us out so much. But like this, it's a little bit tricky. I have to let this move go through here. And I honestly make another mistake. And this is just me not playing really well today, to be fair. Like, I lost... Like, while this team, I would actually recommend you, I should have not swapped out here, because I would have got to the Hurricane in time if I didn't swap out. My opponent got a free fast move there, which was not necessary, and this lost me the game here. So yeah, this is going to be it for the video. I hope you still enjoyed it. See you in the next video, and have a great rest of your day. Bye!